Even though we lost last game, I'm still going to look at these stretch of games in whole with a glass half full approach. Like I said, I feel like I don't really need to speak that much in depth against this Six team. I feel like they were bound to get one on us at some point. We played them 3 times already this season. We beat them earlier in the season. We played, like I said, we played them literally like 2 games ago. We was already on an 8-game win streak. So like, I'm going to, like I say, there's really no need to pick apart this team. The Mystics, they're a great young team. They're a feisty team. They're never going to back down from any matchup, especially with their core with Sonia Citron, Shakira Austin, and Keek Arafim. Like, that 3 is not scared of nobody. Now, I think they need a better point guard. I'm not really sure how I feel about Georgia Amor, but that group is not backing down from nobody. Even Lauren Betts had her moments against us last night coming off the bench. So even though their record really doesn't indicate it at the moment, being 7-7 after last night's win, they're still a good barometer or a stepping stone as far as how well we fare. But like I said, last night, with us losing 86-83, it just really wasn't our best defensive showing. We was not really locked in. We had some moments, but I don't really know what we was doing. I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like it was just too many easy, especially at the start of the game. It was just so many easy paint points. Like I said, I know Kiki Arafim came back because I remember the game previously against this Mystics that we had maybe 2 games ago. She was not playing. And I remember she's the one, her and Shakira Austin was the ones that was dominating us in the paint in that first game. But still, like, what happened? Like, the last game we played against them, Stewie had 7 blocks. Jonquel had chipped in with 2 blocks. So I feel like our interior defense against them 2 games ago, we was just so locked in compared to what we did this game, where it just seemed like it was just like layup line contest. There was none whatsoever. So that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna just chalk this one up as a throwaway. Offensively, I feel like it wasn't really bad. We didn't really have a bad offensive performance. I just feel like Johannes going 1 for 8. Sabrina going 4 for 13. With just those 2 combined, that really did not help us out whatsoever because pretty much everybody else shot pretty much decent from the floor. Those were the only 2 that really had a horrible shooting night, and we only lost by 3. And if I'm not mistaken, we had like an 8-point lead in the 4th quarter. Like I said, offensively, I'm not. That's one thing, but we limited our turnovers to an extent. I think we only have 14 turnovers total. So, but like I said, the timely turnovers, we can't have those. The offensive rebounds, we only gave up 8, but like I said, it was some crucial offensive rebounds that I'm pretty sure we would like to have back. But like I said, I'm just going to chalk this one up as an L. Like I said, this Mystics team is a good team. They was bound to get one on us at some point. It just sucks that they snapped our 8-game win streak. But like I said, I just really want to speak on this team in general. In these 8 games that we have, there's no reason for me to overly critique this team just because of this one loss. There's no need for that. This team has pretty much made a 180 since the beginning of the season. The beginning of the season, I'm not going to lie to you, it looked pretty bleak for me. Especially, like I said, knowing how we lost last year, knowing that we was the favorites to winning that season, and for us to lose in the first round, I was looking at the team with the more stricter lens, and I still am, but right now there's no need for that. So I definitely want to give credit to the team when credit is due. That being said, I want to shout out Stewie and Jonquel Jones. I was really disappointed early in the season. I just felt like y'all was not really season control of these games whatsoever. Yes, Stewie, you had, I think even back then you was averaging around 19, 20 points in the game, but I just feel like it was not, especially in that skid that I'm talking about, it really wasn't all that impactful. But since the Mercury games, you have definitely been in attack mode, getting to the line at will. JJ, you have definitely been picking your spots and having your moments. Some games you just completely take the game over. And so like, I'm glad you guys are meeting the moment. The team has definitely looked better since y'all have raised y'all level of assertiveness and y'all physicality. So shout out to you guys. Let me shout out Johannes. I know she did not have the best of game against the Mystics, but just her uniqueness. I like to say, every time I watch her play, just her creativity, I'm just still all in awe with. It's still just one of those, like, you just got to sit back and just be astonished with what she's doing out there as far as just, like, say, her creativity with the ball. And the fact that she likes to attempt these one-legged running threes, that, hey, shout out to Johannes. I'm just, like I said, I'm glad with everybody in the fold that she's still a focal point as far as in our offense. And most of the time, she is the one in the first quarter that is setting the tone for us. So shout out to Johannes. Even Hans, I got to shout out Hans. She has been balling coming off the bench. Balling. And like I said, she's been making a good impact coming off this bench, giving quality minutes, whether like I said, whether it's contesting at the rim, stretching the floor, her post moves in the paint. She's definitely a unique talent, being listed at 6'7". I'm glad she's getting a opportunity on this team to showcase what she could do. Shout out to Satou. She has definitely looked better as of late, as she's getting more games under her belt. Now she's starting to look more like the Satou Sabally that I'm accustomed to seeing when she was playing in Phoenix. The only thing I would say about Satou is I would say sometimes her shot selection is a little poor. That's where I was wondering, just with all the offensive talent that we had on this team, with all the offensive weapons, like, would the unselfishness be there with this team, with every player buy into just looking for the best shot selection possible each and every time down the floor? Now, she's not the only one, so I'm not going to overstate that. I'm just going forward. I'm wondering, will that kind of plague us? Or like I said, not just her, just with everybody. Are they able to really truly make that sacrifice? Trusting your teammates. What we have for this to work, we need to be unselfish. We need to play together. Astier, I'm definitely gonna give her a shout out, because what she has done in Sabrina's absence has been phenomenal. Phenomenal. Her poise, her patience, her shot selection, phenomenal. Now, since Sabrina has been back, I think it's been an adjustment for her. I'm not seeing the same aggression she's had. But like I said, I'm pretty sure she has to pick her spots even more. So I'm pretty sure this is, like I said, this will be an adjustment for her. But like I said, still, to have her as a backup for Sabrina, and knowing we have somebody that we can entrust, that can give us quality minutes and really make an impact out there on the floor. So like I said, I've seen games where she took over. Seeing the game she had against Caitlin Clark, where she took over in that final stretch. So, like I said, it's been a little rough these last couple games since Sabrina's back, but still, I got to give her flowers. Sabrina, I'm going to give her a pass. Like, she's missed a lot of games this season. She's pretty much missed the majority of the games this early part of the season. And so you can expect the rust. I'm just glad to see her on the floor. We already know what she brings to the table. So it's more so, can she just string together consecutive games, get her rhythm back, get her feel back? I'm not worried about Sabrina at all. Now, we have some good games coming up. I know we played the Sparks and Las Vegas Aces. So, 2 games I am really looking forward to seeing, especially that Aces game. When these two teams get together, it's electric. You already know this. AJ Wilson usually has monstrous numbers against us. So, I'm hoping with just this new team dynamic, with this new group of players we have mixed in with our core group, how effective will AJ Wilson still be against us? We have the biggest team in the league, and even our backup Hans being 6'7", like, we have so much size to throw at AJ Wilson. Will we be able to make her night inefficient? That's really one thing I'm looking forward to. Our perimeter players, how well are we able to stay in front of and contain Jackie Young? Same thing with Chelsea Gray. Can we find a way to limit the point guard, because she always finds a way to make the right reads in the most crucial moments? So that's the game, like I said, I am truly looking forward to. When those games take place, I will definitely talk about how we fare in those matchups specifically. So if you're looking forward to that, definitely hit the subscribe button. That being said, I'll catch you guys in the next video. I'm out.